Hello and welcome back to the new and improved Critic, where we have a new backdrop, hopefully shorter time span and more diverse reviews. Let's get into it. Okay, so why did I change the setting? Mainly because of copyright reasons, of playing the film behind me, which I won't be doing because I'm too tired to hassle with that, so I'll just do it here. And hopefully I will switch things up a bit, so I will have a new format. I'll do one written review, one video review, and then a section on audience reviews. It helps break it up, and hopefully won't be as long. Although you'll be able to tell right now whether I succeeded in that. Anyway, but today we're doing the other side of the critic spectrum. Instead of an underrated film today, we're doing an overrated film. And what better film to do it with than a film literally everyone lost their minds over it and fell over each other to praise: Captain Marvel. Now, I no way say I hate this film. It's an okay film, but it's an okay film. It doesn't earn heaps of brownie points just because it's a woman. Unlike our first review, which is from Stuff, because Stuff totally know what they're talking about. It's entitled Captain Marvel, Brie Larson Perfect, and a movie that showcases the MCU at its best. If this was the MCU at its best, I think the films would have ended quite a while ago. Here goes. It opens with real poignancy, with the entire opening credits sequence devoted to a companion of the late Stan Lee's cameo appearances across his now incredibly 21-film series. And from there, briefly, Captain Marvel gets off to an undeniably clumsy opening. It does more than get off to an undeniably clumsy open. It keeps with that clumsy opening the whole way through. This film has no idea of how to pace a film, and the editor has no idea how to make a scene breathe. Like, there are numerous times in this film it'll just cut immediately from one action to another, like when they're in the underground bunker trying to find a file, they go, oh, let's look for the file, and it immediately cuts to them finding the file they need. They don't allow any space for this scene to breathe. It says boom, 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 boom. And that is why the opening is so unclumsy, because it's just a whole heap of info being chucked at us all at once. So it isn't just a problem with the opening. And yeah, they'll review it carries on like quite a while. The only bit of interest is its quote, and Larson is just flat out perfect as theirs / Carol Danvers, her name on Earth. Any actor who can still project warmth, humour and believability through the storm of effects and the sheer predictability of superhero plotting deserves a lot of respect. Robert Downey Jr. would like a word. Carol Danvers is not one of those actors. She conveys about 3 emotions in the entirety of the film, and yes, I know people use the memory loss argument, but that's a poor excuse. That's just shoddy writing. If you're writing yourself into a corner so that the character can only display 3 emotions, you have a problem there. And she doesn't project warmth or believability. Project warmth. No, she's an asshole to pretty much everyone she meets. She thinks she's the best person in the room, in real life as well. And the last interesting bit of this reviews goes I really don't like the words inclusive and diverse on myself. This sentiments are great, but the terms are too easily twisted by cynics. But I am enjoying and appreciating just how much interesting these films actually scratch that, how much more interesting the entire world becomes when we stop the default relegation of everyone who isn't white, male, and conventionally attractive to only ever occupy the roles of sidekick, cheerleader, or villain. Look, I agree with this entire statement. I'm for inclusiveness and diversity, but I think that those terms have been twisted recently, especially with the marketing of this film and the controversy surrounding that, if you know anything about that. And yes, it is a bit weird that this is the first Marvel film to have a female lead, but I'm pretty sure there was like just one asshole at the studio who was determined the Black Widow film wouldn't have worked earlier, which he should have known it would, because Black Widow is extremely popular and is now getting her film like 8 years too late. But, and yeah, there were more interesting ones to do than an asshole from space. Like, there's the She-Hulk TV show like coming out. I will enjoy that. She-Hulk is great. Anyway, our next review is a cringy video from News 18, so let's struggle through this and see what they have to say. It has a really cringy opening, which I won't play it for you. Believe me, you don't want to watch it. It's cringy, it's embarrassing.
Finally, after a decade, Captain Marvel is there. Marvel's first ever female superhero.
Wow, guys, are you aware that Captain Marvel is Marvel's first ever female superhero? Oh, apparently, the Wasp, Mantis, Nebula, Gamora, Black Widow, all of them don't exist.
Jude Law is playing her mentor, who's trying to teach her how to keep her emotions in control, which is very important for a warrior like her. But Carol is struggling with it because she's still haunted by her past, which she can't really remember clearly. At the same time, she's trying to establish herself as a fierce warrior and use her gift for good use.
If you want to write a character who has their emotions in check, is a woman, and still is a strong character, play a Metroid game. Because that's that character. I mean, not Other M. We don't talk about Other M, but any other Metroid game. That's the kind of character you want for Carol Danvers. Not a snarky prick who thinks that she owns the place.
You know, I thought Samuel L. Jackson was an absolute delight as Nick Fury.
Agreed.
But Brie Larson was holding back a little, I thought. You know, she's Marvel's first female superhero.
Again, please stop.
She could have been a little more badass than shown in the film.
They want the character to be a little more badass than catching a missile and throwing it back at a spaceship.
I thought that the film is pretty refreshing as a superhero movie. You know, there is no handsome man trying to woo Carol Danvers or help her achieve her goal.
If you want a Marvel film without a romantic subplot, may I recommend Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, all three of which are much better films than this film and are a lot more, and are also recent.
Throughout the film, she's trying to break out from the image of being called a weak, and that has been her lifelong struggle. Here is something I feel that the film should have been a little more detailed, because you know, we see some flashes from her past, from her childhood and something, but we have no explanation.
And this is where I think the great contradiction is in the film. Like they're like trying to portray, like, oh yeah, Carol Danvers has to overcome being weak, but she isn't weak. She's only weak because of like the inhibitor thing on her neck. If she didn't have that, she'd she's just a strong person. She physically is, and there wouldn't be any conflict. I mean, there's basically zero character development anyway, because Carol just wins by getting stronger by some unexplained power.
I think the emotions don't always connect because the film is trying to pack a lot and achieve a certain goal in 2 hours. But there is no propaganda as such. It's just a regular superhero trying to do her job. But
No one propaganda. Yeah, because they deleted that one scene where Captain Marvel beats up a guy for smiling at her. But yeah, that's pretty much all of that. A review I am able to handle at this stage. So on to the new and fun segment, audience reviews. Yep, Joe C knows it pretty well. Uninteresting, dry, forgettable. That's pretty much what I have to say about this film as well. If a male character was the lead, no one would give this film the time of day, because it would be it would be just the boring Incredible Hulk one of Phase 3. The only reason it's interesting is because it's a woman lead character. Others, reviews. I love what this movie represents. On the surface, it's a feminist dream, but the deeper core is that Captain Marvel is the strongest because of her humanity. I don't quite think that's what it's going for, because it is a feminist dream. They certainly marketed the film that way, and that was certainly what Brie Larson was telling everybody. TKOS says, y'all need to stop hating. The movie was good. Get over your testosterones. Well, Tico, y'all need to stop assuming that we don't like films because of the gender of the main character. That's not it at all. It's a bad film. Wayne B says, no substance. Mary Sue, superhero, genuinely unlikable. Agreed. And part of that is because Captain Marvel is a Superman type character, and really powerful Mary Sue superheroes are almost impossible to write for because they're already perfect. How do you make a character arc? For a perfect character? But this film answers that by make them an asshole, and then don't present that as a bad thing. Yeah, like Tony Stark was also an asshole, but he changed. He was a nice person by the time he died in Endgame. Spoilers. I like how the audience reviews, like, it's 54 percent, but 80% of the reviews I'm rereading are 1 star, half a star. So either Rotten Tomatoes are doctoring reviews again, or the people who liked it don't have a reason why they liked it. Zel K says, funny and powerful and just enough serious substance. The movie has the hot core of the 90s comics. Well, Zel, Carol Danvers wasn't really prominent in the comics around the 90s, so I don't know if you're just making that up. I think you are. During this time, I think Carol Danvers was binary in the comics, and she didn't have her own comic line at that point. So I think you're just making stuff up. And even when she does get her next series, it isn't even her as Captain Marvel. It's her as Ms. Marvel, the much superior incarnation who led the Avengers, which comic Captain Marvel hasn't done yet. So technically, the character was more feminist back then than she was now. I'll just finish with this one last one, which I think encapsulates my main point, which is Pavloev, who says, instead of worrying about a political agenda, they should have been more worried about making a better script and performance. Captain Marvel is a forgettable character, the villains are depressing, and the supporting characters are not relevant and are unserious. Which, yes, I think is the big problem with this film. They tried to make it this great spectacle of feminism and female empowerment, but in the process forgot to write or make a film that was actually good. So in conclusion, yes, there are parts of Captain Marvel that I enjoy, but from a filmmaking standpoint, I can't just sit by and say, yes, this film is good, because technically it's a shoddy piece of garbage, and the writers just needed to take a step back and look at actually what they were making. And they probably didn't, because the film was highly reviewed by people who were too scared to give the film a bad rap, because feminism. But what do I know? This video will probably be taken down in like a few days anyway, so anyway, I will see you all in the next video then.